What a difference a year makes. 1 year ago, a cruise ship from Japan carrying hundreds of COVID-positive passengers docked in Oakland. The first wave of U.S. citizens exposed to the virus were bused to Travis Air Force Base.
CBS 13's Laura Hafley reunited with a passenger she interviewed a year ago who says the whole experience still feels surreal.
How are you? How is everything going?
Everything's going fine.
1 year ago, Mark Jorgensen became one of the first Americans to test positive for COVID-19.
I was not really that surprised that I was positive.
12 months later, Mark says the memory of it all is surreal.
How did that feel to sort of be in the first wave of this new virus?
The loneliness and the fear of what could possibly be going on, what might happen.
When the virus first hit the U.S., people flying back from Asia or shipping in on cruises were mass quarantined at military bases. Mark Jorgensen was at Travis Air Force Base when he tested positive, immediately escorted to a Folsom hospital by U.S. Marshals and locked in a containment room.
I'm sitting there in a just big wall of glass and all these people looking through me. I kind of felt like a goldfish.
The Utah native, 800 miles away from home, he was completely alone.
I would notice my mind running off and having these wild thoughts. And you know, I'm going to die in this hospital bed and never see anyone I love again.
Mark, who is an addiction and recovery counselor, was in a crisis of his own, reminding himself what he teaches to so many others.
Just be present. Don't live in the fear of the future or regret of the past. This was an opportunity for me to practice what I preach. I can't change it anyway by worrying about it. So
the serenity prayer comes to mind.
God grant me the serenity to accept what I can't change, is the courage to change what I can, and the wisdom to know the difference.
Public health officials handle cases like Mark's differently now. 1 year ago, he had no symptoms.
My doctor and I had this conversation. I'm like, you know, every single one of these people that test positive, you're not going to be able to do this with.
Instead of hazmat suits and ICU stays, now symptomless COVID patients simply stay home.
And I asked my doctor, and he said, yeah, we're just recognizing the reality that people are going to have to quarantine at home.
You were sort of the test, the guinea pig for all of this.
That was my unique experience in life.
Can you believe it's been a year? Since Mark landed in California, the state has tallied more than 3.5 million COVID cases, and more than 51,000 Californians died of the virus. Mark and his wife are back in Utah, both feeling well.